I just finished weeding this sparkly holographic paper. I keep some of the papers so if there's anything that misses, I could cut little lines out. Sometimes I just put it on the back of the paper, but there's the opposites or the negatives can easily fill in any missing. Now, what I'm doing today is making a cover. And I have a piece of acrylic. I'm actually using, what is it called? Transparency paper. And I'm making something to go in my pocket of my box album. I'm cutting a page of 8.5 by 11 into 2 pieces. And I'm only going to use one. Now, it's hard to see the clear acrylic, but here's one page made. I still need to add one more piece. This goes in the pocket, and I'm going to eventually put a 1/2 inch border. So I made this 5.5 inches. Now it's also only 7 inches wide. So I could cut it now, but it's almost easier to place it in the middle and then trim it later. I'm not sure. Because then if you don't exactly center, oh, I have a piece of hair on this one. If you don't exactly center it, you have leeway to turn it over. Okay, so I'm going to just lay this piece aside. And I have this on transfer tape. And here I have a double level, but it's not on transfer tape yet. So I'm going to show you both things that you'll need if you want to add words and picture to your acrylic. So I have made 2 pictures and they are reversed so that when we put them together, the lines should line up equally on both sides of the acrylic. So when you open your book, you'll see the same image reversed. Now I decided to make the golden doodle separate. So I'm just going to cut that off. Remember, I have that little back bit on the back, but it won't make any difference. It's going to be discarded in the long run. And then I use a piece of transfer tape. Now my hardest part for transfer tape is getting it started, so just find the edge and remove it. Now the transfer tape can be used over and over again. So I keep the backing. I'm just laying it over my cute little puppy here. And then I'm going to just burnish it a little bit. So all those little pieces that I weeded, I might have missed some, it's okay. All those little pieces will stick to my transfer tape. I'm going to lay that aside for a moment and show you how to double. So I have the word golden doodle. Let's see. Oh. I need a piece of transfer tape, so I'm going to take this one off. And I'm going to lay the golden doodle on top of the golden doodle. Burnish it a little. Then I just turn it upside down and pull away the transfer. And now I can put it on my background. Center it. There is a grid on the transfer tape if you want to use it. I usually just eyeball. So I'm laying this on top. Okay, I like that. I'm going to add that. Now I'm going to remove this. Let's see. Nope, first I want to remove the background because, yes, I want to remove the background so I can be ready to place the whole thing on my acrylic. I'm just going to lay that upside down. and we'll get to that in a minute. So this is upside down. I just used the transfer sheet because I'm only using one little piece for all those 4 pieces. Okay, saving my back to the transfer sheet. Let's get back to the acrylic. This was my original puppy, the original directions. I want this to be on the front. And remember, I burnished it. Now I'm going to remove the backing on the original vinyl, and I just roll it off. And if anything starts to come up, I just put it back on and push a little. Nothing's coming up, so it looks fine. Okay, there's my puppy. And I definitely have hair sticking today. I even have my hair pulled back. Okay, so this is my 8.5 by 11 paper cut in half. I need a 1/2 inch up top. So I am just going to place this about in the middle. Remember, I made it a little big. It's going right on the acrylic. Now I'm burnishing the puppy. So by making it in the center, if I'm off angle at all, I can correct that. Now I'm removing my transfer tape. You see how it started pulling up part of it, so I just roll back and burnish, and I'll go gently and I just roll it back. And those little places will be sticking to the acrylic and not the transfer sheet. Now the piece I took off, I'm going to put, let's see, this is the front, needs to go in the back. This one, I'm going to take off the backing. I always reburnish just so nothing will come off. I'm just going to get the next one ready ahead of time. I'm going to remove the backing. Still, it's just a rolling motion. Lay my transfer sheet over that, and it'll be ready for the back of the image after. Just going to burnish him a little. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to just leave him here and go back to this guy. This is now attached, and I need the word Golden Doodle in the center of him. Let's see. Trying to figure out exactly where the center is without doing a lot of measurement. Right about under his nose. So I have 2 layers of vinyl on here. So I've laid it on my acrylic, and now I'm going to roll this off. There's 2 layers of vinyl. It's all sticking well. As I take that off, I put it on the other one where we just had put the numbers, or the letters rather. The whole picture doesn't even have to be covered to transfer it. That just gives you movability. Now as I look at this, I see a couple bubbles. So I'm gently, I think my finger will work better than the burnisher. This is a rose gold, and I see just a few bubbles there. I'm trying not to scratch the rose gold. Okay, still see a couple bubbles, but I'll work that out after. Now I'm going to flip this over so you can see the shiny back part of the rose gold, and then you can see the holographic. Now I want to put the reverse one right on top of it. I thought that might show up white, I actually brought a black piece in case it showed up white. But the back of the holographic vinyl is the same color as the top, just not as shiny. So, got one on. This is the back now. Nothing at all on this plastic. I'm going to remove my transfer vinyl. And it's a little bit bigger than my actual vinyl. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to remove my transfer vinyl. And I'm just rolling it. I think I'm taking the wrong one off. That's not the transfer vinyl. That's the original vinyl. Let's see. That's what I want. I want to take the original backing off. Transfer vinyl has the grid on it. I want to take the one that does not have the grid on it. Talk about a mistake. I wondered why it was so hard to come off. Can't find my edge here. Too clears, it's not easy to see. Oh, I'm glad I showed you one. I'm not sure if I can get this one off. There he goes. Okay, now I got him. So I'm rolling off the original backing, keeping it on the transfer journal, the transfer vinyl. Boy, it's definitely stickier than I anticipated. I know why it looks like I have two pieces of transfer vinyl. I wanted to show you how they exactly fit, so I better put the right one on. So somehow I put the wrong backing on, so I have two pieces of transfer vinyl. But we'll make it work. I see one little piece that fell off, so I'm going to try to stick it back on. I think in doing two doggies at once, I got my materials mixed up. So sorry. And so the stickiness is hard to come off. And some of the hair is coming off, so I'm just taking time to burnish it down with my fingernail. So, how many times have I said in my live videos that if I'm going to make a mistake, it's going to be when I'm not doing it by myself, but showing you how to do it. So I am showing you how to rectify a mistake. And I guess the key is slowness, and make sure you put the right backing on. Because what's happening is some of the hair is lifting up. So I'm going very slowly and trying to keep the hair down. Otherwise, this golden doodle will not have enough hair. See one more piece there. It's easier to line it up now than after you take it off, although you can repair it with what I have on my hand. Okay. been a while since I've used just regular vinyl, and I took off too many things. I'm still, as I see the hair lift, I'm just poking it back down on the other transfer. I think I should have noticed that both of them had a grid, and the regular backing of your cut vinyl does not have a grid. So you know how I said this can be used over again? I think this might be one I don't use over again because I've had my fingers all over it. So I'm going to, just to make it easier for me, cut some of this transfer vinyl off so I won't have this sticky stuff to deal with. The purpose of doing both pieces of this could almost be, let's see how shiny it is, could also be avoided because you can see it on both sides. I'm wondering if I should save this for another one since I'm having such difficulties, since I can see the image on both sides. But since I reversed it, I wanted to show you how two reversed images can attach. And I just reversed it on Cricut. But you know what? I'm having trouble with the eyes. I think I'm going to call Ollie in free here. So I have Golden Doodle here. I need to do Golden Doodle on the back so it shows. And with letters, of course, you cannot reverse like you could the puppy. So all I'm doing is placing the sign over the other sign. Now when I put this, so when we flip this, we just see one sign. Now I remove my transfer tape. And we've learned one, and I put this back on my backing sheet so I can use it again. And I guess we've learned one very valuable lesson today. Do not use two pieces of transfer sheet. And I don't want to wreck that sweet little puppy, so I will use it for something else or put it even on another piece of acrylic. I think I have an odd size piece. I think I'll place this little guy on here and use it for a card or something for one of my grandchildren. So I can hardly tell which side is the right direction, but this will show through just like the one we did last week where we have paper backed up to each other. This was a more complicated one, and it would have worked if I didn't put it on two transfer sheets. Meanwhile, it still works. So when you make your plastic, don't do as I do, do as I say, and make a reverse image, put it on both sides. But since this is shiny on both sides of the holographic vinyl, I'm just going to do one. And then if you're using any letters, make sure the letters are added first to the vinyl, and it makes the Golden Doodle show up a little bit better there. Okay, thanks for listening to my blunders. Bye-bye.